You should now have a pretty good idea of how ASP.NET works on a single page. You know how to change the properties of elements on the page and capture the data that the user has entered. Although you learned how to create HTML hyperlinks in Lesson 2.7, there are also ways to move between pages using C#. First, open the C# test sample file from your sample files folder. And open the code behind file of movepage1.aspx. You're now going to use the page.response.redirect method to move to movepage2.aspx. You learned about the page.response object in Lesson 3.7. By using its redirect method, you can send the browser to a different page. Add the following code to the button move click event handler. Page.response.redirect begin bracket, begin inverted commas, movepage2.aspx, end inverted commas, end brackets, semicolon. View the page in your browser now, and click the button. You'll see that you've been redirected to movepage2.aspx. Note that the address bar shows that you are now on movepage2.aspx. You're now going to use a hyperlink to move between pages. Close your browser and open movepage1.aspx in source view. Now add an HTML link using the following code. href equals movepage2.aspx, next page. View the page in your browser and click the link. You'll see that this link has exactly the same result as your response.redirect method. The page.response.redirect method is the most often used method of moving between pages using C#. When you use response.redirect, the new page is loaded exactly as if the user had clicked on a link or typed the address into their address bar. The page they are taken to has no ties to the page they came from. This can be an advantage or a disadvantage, depending on what you are trying to do. One disadvantage of using response.redirect, or any method of transferring between pages in C# is that you cannot open the new page in a new window. Links that open in new windows can only be made with HTML or JavaScript. You're now going to move between pages using the page.server.transfer method. You haven't looked at the server object yet. The server object contains methods to tell the web server to carry out certain operations. For now, you're interested in its transfer method. Close your browser and return to the code behind file of movepage1.aspx. Remove your redirect line and replace it with page.server.transfer, begin brackets, begin inverted commas, movepage2.aspx, end inverted commas, end brackets, semicolon. View the page in your browser and click the button. You've once again been redirected to movepage2.aspx, but look at the address bar. The browser still thinks that you're on movepage1.aspx. This is one of the major differences with server.transfer. Server.transfer switches to the new page internally, but doesn't tell the browser. from the perspective of the person viewing your site, they haven't changed pages at all. Page.server.transfer is useful if you don't want site visitors to know that they are changing pages. You might want to do this if you have a multi-step process split into several pages. In Lesson 3.11, you'll also see that server.transfer can be used to pass data between pages. The disadvantage of server.transfer is that without knowing the address of the actual page they are on, your visitors won't be able to bookmark the page. As with response.redirect, you can't use server.transfer to open a new window. Note that if you try to use server.transfer request, it will seem to work in exactly the same way as server.transfer. The difference is in how ASP.NET works in the background. With server.transfer, ASP.NET doesn't create a completely new request, which means it doesn't recheck things like authentication. You'll learn about authentication in Session 9. Transfer request creates an entirely new request for the page. Although this is more complete and secure, it is also slightly slower. Close your browser and close Visual Studio. You've now completed Lesson 3.10, Move Between Pages using C#.